everyone, welcome to the final video in Foundation February. This is where I rank and give you guys my final thoughts on all of the foundations that I tried throughout the entire month of February. In case you guys haven't been following along, Foundation February is where I post foundation videos throughout the entire month. Filmed most of those wear tests in January, so now that I've been having the entire month of February to kind of test out these foundations again, try them in different ways and with different products, I feel like I can give you guys my final thoughts. So I like to rank from worst to best, or just my least favorite to my most favorite. So I hope you guys enjoyed this past month of foundation reviews. It's pretty much the only time throughout the year that I do foundation videos. I feel like I don't do them very often on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and let's just go ahead and get started. I will say that this month I actually feel like everything was kind of good. Like, I don't think there was one product that I tried out this month where I just completely didn't like it. For the most part, everything was actually pretty good, and I was pleasantly surprised with a ton of these products. Sometimes when I do this series, we get some real doozies, but this month, or this year, I guess, I feel like it was a good selection of products. So I do have them all kind of ranked on my phone here, so I'm just going to be referring to this list throughout this video. And I think I'm going to start with the worst, or not really the worst, but just my least favorite. So a lot of factors played into my ranking. I looked at the finish of the product, the application of it, the staying power. I also took into account the price and if I felt like the quality was worth the price point. But the worst, or just my least favorite foundation that I tried this month has got to be the Catrice True Skin Hydrating Foundation. I picked this one up in the shade 030 Neutral Sand. It wasn't that it was a bad foundation. I just think when I compare it to the other foundations that I've tried this month, I just think it was my least favorite, and it's probably the one product that I will not reach for again. I did like the color on me. I liked the coverage. It's a very beautiful full coverage foundation. Even with the sponge, it gave me like a flawless full coverage finish. It says that it has like a natural matte finish, and I think I would actually agree with that. It's kind of a satin finish. I do have a normal skin type, normal to combination in the summertime, normal to dry in the winter. I did feel like this foundation worked really well with my normal skin type. Really, the only reason why this is my least favorite is just that it doesn't have the best staying power. Like, I felt like my face looked kind of greasy by the end of the night. I didn't like how shiny it left my skin, and I also felt like it looked kind of heavy on my skin by the end of the day. Not really cakey, but it's just one of those foundations that you can kind of see it kind of like piles up a little bit in like the creases of your face, and it just didn't look as nice as some of the other products that I'm going to talk about. I think that's why I've kind of ranked it at the bottom, but it's still a really, really great option if you are interested in a product like this. It's super affordable. It has beautiful, beautiful full coverage. It looks great up until maybe like the 6-7 hour mark, and that's when it starts kind of wearing down on my skin. So I think it's a product that I'm actually going to pass on to one of my sisters or my mom. Probably one of my sisters. I do have 3 sisters, so that's where a lot of these products go that I test. They go either to one of my 3 sisters or to my mom, or I donate it to a women's society. So that Catrice one is in 12th place. In 11th place, I put the Essence Pretty Natural Hydrating Foundation. I picked this one up in the shade 040 Neutral Vanilla. Again, this is not a bad foundation. I actually do really like this one. Normally, I prefer foundations applied with a sponge, and I think for the majority of these products today, they are better when applied with a sponge. I have tested them out like with a sponge and with a brush. This is one where I would recommend applying it with a brush. When I applied it with a sponge, it just looked super blotchy on my skin. Coverage wasn't even, and it didn't look very smooth on my skin. But for some reason, when I applied it with a buffing brush, it looked so much better. It was such a smooth, clean application. Didn't look heavy or cakey on my skin. It does have a fairly light coverage. Like, you're gonna get maybe light to medium with this one. It's not super dewy, but it's not super matte either. It's kind of that perfect in between. And I do think the wear time is decent. Not the longest wearing product. My skin did look a little bit shiny, not really greasy, but just shiny by the end of the night. But I do think when I apply this one with a brush and I use mattifying powder on top, and I also use a poreless primer underneath, like the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer underneath, it looks so much better. I think it's like $6-7 Canadian. It's just very affordable, and it's actually a really nice product. But it's still in 11th place because I did like some other products more than this one. I forgot to tell you guys that I also take into account packaging just a little bit. It doesn't play a huge role in my ranking system, but packaging is also important for me because I go back to my parents on the weekends a lot of the times, and I like to have something that is in a squeezy tube because it is the easiest to throw in my bag, and it's not going to leak, and it's not going to be heavy either. In 10th place, I actually put the Milani Glow Hydrating Skin Tint. I got this one in the shade 210 light to medium. When I first tried this one out, I immediately put it at the bottom of my pile because I did not like the way it looked on my skin in the wear test video that I posted. It just looked so greasy and weird on my skin at the end of the night. I wasn't impressed at all. But since then, I've been trying this one out with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It kind of gets rid of the texture on my skin when I use that putty primer. So I've been applying it with that, and I also recommend using a mattifying powder on top of this one and kind of setting your entire face if you have normal or combination skin. That makes it last so much longer. And when I applied it that way, I actually preferred it. This one looks good with a brush or a sponge. Of course, with a sponge, you're going to get less coverage and it's going to be a little bit more dewy. I like that it shows your natural skin through the product. That's super important to me. I like the way that it doesn't feel heavy on my skin either. Some things that kind of lowered this one in my rank was that the staying power wasn't as good, and the price point. Milani can sometimes be super expensive. I do love the brand, but it's kind of up there. They have some really expensive products. So the price point was a definite downside of this product, and just the wear time. It's grown on me a lot. Like I said, it was my least favorite when I first applied it, but it has grown on me a lot. And then right above that Milani skin tint, I put the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator Tinted Skin Veil. This one is in the shade light medium. I love this little product. I think this is such a nice tinted moisturizer from the drugstore. It's very affordable, and I think it wears nicer than the Milani one as well. I like this one with a sponge or a brush. It honestly looks good both ways. The finish of it is beautiful. It's a very soft, radiant finish. It does look shiny by the end of the night, but not greasy. So I kind of like that it gives my skin a little bit more of a healthy glow to it by the end of the night. Staying power is actually really good for such an affordable product, especially one that is marketed as a skin tint. This is a product that I actually can see myself wearing to and from work every day once we're back into the office. It's just a very easy, no nonsense type product, and it's a really nice affordable skin tint if you're looking for one at the drugstore. Okay, so the next 3 products, I'm just looking at my list, they kind of are all, actually the next 4 products I would say are all kind of a tie, but I had to rank them because I didn't want to have 4 that were tied. Next product on my ranking list was the Ordinaries Coverage Foundation. This is their high coverage foundation formula, and I picked up the shade 2.0 Neutral. I love the lightweight feel of this product. It doesn't feel very heavy on my skin at all. It blends out really nicely. I definitely prefer it with a sponge. The coverage is pretty good. I would say it is, I don't know if it's full coverage, but it's definitely medium coverage even with a sponge. It's a very normal, skin-like looking foundation. It's hard to detect on your skin. Plus, it is very affordable. It's only $9, I think, maybe even less, maybe $8 or $7 Canadian. It's super affordable. I did feel like my skin was a little bit greasy by the end of the night, but not terribly. When I was watching reviews, I thought prior to trying this product out that my skin would be a greasy mess by the end of the night, but I actually think it lasted pretty well on my skin. I do prefer it obviously with a mattifying powder or just a really good setting spray to kind of lock it in. Overall, after 8-9 hours, it still looks pretty good on my skin. The one thing I think that made me put it a little bit below the next ones that I'm going to talk to you guys about is the packaging, just because it doesn't have a cap. I like it when products have a little plastic cap over the pump, because then you can travel with it and feel like the product's not going to spill or open in your bag. This one doesn't have that. It does have a lock on it, but I just don't trust that lock. That's, I think, the only reason why I ranked it a little bit lower. Still a great, great product, and I'm going to keep it because I did really enjoy wearing this one. Next on my list, I put the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I think I can throw away this box now. I kept the box because it's like one of the only high-end products that I own, and I just kind of felt sad throwing away the box. But I think now that I've kind of wrapping up Foundation February, I can just get rid of the box and maybe put this one on display somewhere. This one is in the shade 5.75, which is actually a very, very good match on my skin. I do like this product. Since I've been testing it out after my first impressions and wear test, I've liked it a little bit more. Definitely prefer this one with a sponge. I think that kind of shears it out a little bit more and makes it a little bit less heavy on my skin. It has a really, really beautiful finish. Definitely gives you that luminosity and just makes your skin look very healthy and smooth. Couple reasons why it's not number one on my list is the price point. It is so expensive, and I honestly don't think it was totally worth that high price point, especially considering that it's like ranked now number, what is it, 8 or something on my list. Like, it's not even number 1. And given this price point, it should have been number 1 on my list. And the fact that it just feels a little bit heavier than I was expecting. Like, it doesn't look heavy on my skin. It doesn't look cakey. It really has a beautiful radiant finish. Just feels a little bit like I'm wearing foundation by the end of the night. And you can kind of see it on your skin. Only when you look up really, really close, but you can kind of see it sitting on your skin. I am going to try and do a dupe video for this product. So I will try and do a video in the future at some point comparing this to some drugstore options that are just as good, in my opinion. So I will do that, but I am going to wear this one as much as I can. I want to use it and I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to like leave it on my vanity or like my desk. It's not really a vanity, but my desk behind me, so that anytime like I'm filming wearing foundation for some reason, I want to reach for this one. I can't waste it. It was so expensive. So then next, which again, keep in mind that these last 4 products or so are all kind of tied, but I put the Flower Get Real Serum Foundation. I got the shade Natural Beige, which is a little bit orange on me. I know when I first wore it, it didn't look that bad on my skin. Like, the color looked pretty good, but that was with a sponge. When I've tried this one with a brush, it's definitely like the color, you can tell it's a little bit off on my skin. I don't know why I always pick the wrong shade when I'm trying out a flower foundation. I prefer this one with a sponge over a brush because it shears it out and it, for some reason, makes the color look better on my skin, and it just has a more natural skin-like finish when applied with a sponge. It looks very beautiful on the skin, super skin-like, natural, very thin and lightweight. You honestly cannot feel this one on your skin. It has a pretty light coverage. I would say light to medium. It kind of has a very like, I don't know, natural satin finish to it. Like, it's not overly dewy looking and it's not matte on your skin. It doesn't look dry. It just, it's beautiful. It looks so, so lovely on the skin. It has really good staying power as well. Like, it didn't look greasy or oily on my skin by the end of the day. It is a little bit expensive, but I think that it is almost worth that price point because of the skin-like finish, the lightweight feel of it, and the staying power. Okay, so next, which is actually 5th place for me. This is the L'Oreal Lumi Healthy Luminous Foundation. This one, I picked up the shade N3 Neutral, or actually it's called Natural Buff. And this has SPF 20 in it. The shade is definitely a little bit orangey on my skin, but I don't really mind it. When applied with a sponge, it kind of shears it out and it really just melds into your skin. Melts into your skin? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it kind of, I guess, melts. It melts into your skin so that it kind of just matches somehow, even though when you first apply it, it looks pretty dark and orangey. Is one of those products that I think is a really good dupe for the Giorgio Armani. Like, it looks so similar on the skin, and as I've been trying this one out, I just prefer the way that this one looks on my skin. It looks so natural. It lasts so well. It's kind of one of those products that you think is not going to last on your skin because it's so dewy, but it just wears beautifully on the skin and it's almost undetectable. Like, it's really hard to tell that you are wearing foundation with this product, especially when you apply a thin layer with a sponge. I'm kind of shocked that it took me so long to try it because I know it's old and it's been at the drugstore for years and years and years. I just have never tried it. But if you have dry skin or you have even normal skin, I think you would really like this one. It does not look heavy. It does not look cakey. It definitely has a light coverage, sheer to light coverage. I like that it has SPF in it. It's definitely a product that I will reach for in the summertime. I don't know how much though in the summer because my skin can get pretty greasy in the summer. But when I wear this one, it just makes me feel like how my skin looked in the summer when my skin felt super healthy. I had like this natural glow to my skin, and I just really enjoyed having that kind of almost semi-greasy summer look. I'm gonna recommend it to my sister. She wanted me to give it to her if I didn't like it, but I think I want to keep it. The next one on my list is the L'Oreal powder. This is such a nice makeup product. For some reason it's getting a lot of hype these days. I don't know if it's like a TikTok thing. I don't have TikTok, but my younger sister does, and I guess she bought it because of TikTok. And I don't know, I think it's like getting a lot of hype there. But I bought it because I saw it on their Instagram page and it just looked kind of cool. And I'm always interested in powder foundations for some reason. This one I picked up in the shade 130 True Beige. And I have been wearing this one so much lately. I love the way it looks on my skin. It's a little bit pale, so that is kind of unfortunate because I want to wear it more. But like I feel like my skin looks kind of ghostly when I wear this one. I want to get this one in a darker color for the summer because it is waterproof, and I think that'll be something that I'm going to look for in the summer months. I was so impressed when I wore it. It just makes my skin look so soft, so smooth. It has this beautiful airbrushed finish to it. It has really, really good coverage. It blends into your skin really, really nicely. It gives you that really beautiful full coverage without looking heavy on your skin. And it's so nice. I was so pleasantly surprised with this product. It wears so well as well. Like it can last you for so long. I think the longest time I wore this one was like 16 or 17 hours. The longer you have this one on your skin, the better it looks. Like when you first apply it, it's kind of shocking. You're like, oh God, I look like I'm a powdery mess right now. But then once it kind of settles into your skin and you spritz it with a setting spray, it looks so beautiful. And by the midday mark and even by the 8-hour mark, it looks incredible on the skin. I really, really like this one. I'm going to be wearing this one a ton for sure. I think it's my favorite powder foundation that I have tried from the drugstore. Again, it's pretty expensive, but it's one of those products that I feel like is just worth it. We are nearing the end. I'm going to try and get through this. I hope this video isn't like a half an hour long, but the next product on my list in third place, actually, we are on the podium now. Third place, I put the Ordinary Serum Foundation. This is their lightweight serum formula foundation. This one again is in the shade 2.0 neutral, and this is incredible. I really, really like this product. So affordable, like $6-7 Canadian. It's so lightweight on the skin. It really just looks like your skin, but better. It's like one of those, when people say like your lips, but better, this is your skin, but better. It's so thin, you cannot feel it on your skin, but it evens out your skin tone. It has a very beautiful, like natural coverage to it. I would say it's like a light, maybe even medium coverage, but it still lets your skin and your freckles and your beauty marks show through. It doesn't look heavy or cakey on the skin. It wears really, really nicely. It does look a little bit shiny by the end of the night, but when I use this one with a mattifying powder, it wears really, really nicely. Like you get 10-12 hours of wear and it still looks really good. I just think it's a beautiful product and I just can't wait to wear it again. Over the past year, I really have not enjoyed wearing foundations as much, but this is one of those products where I like look forward to wearing it on my skin and to seeing what my skin looks like when I have this one on. It's hard to describe, but that's how I feel about this one. Like I just get excited about how beautiful and natural it looks on my skin. It just gives the illusion that you have this beautiful complexion that is still natural and not makeup-y at the same time. Okay, second place, silver medal. We have the L'Oreal Skin Paradise Water Infused Tinted Moisturizer. This one has SPF 19 in it, and I picked up the shade Light 03. This is such a good product. I really like it. The more I wear it, the more I like it. These top 3 foundations are just products that I cannot wait to wear again. You know, when something is a favorite, you just like feel it. You just feel it inside that it's a favorite. And that is this product to me. It's such a beautiful skin tint. Has surprisingly really, really nice coverage. It's a product that I actually prefer with my brush. When I applied it with the sponge, I did not like it as much. It definitely shears it out, gives it a little bit more of a sheer coverage and a dewier finish. So I thought I would like it, but I honestly think this product works better and looks better when applied with a brush. Really, really good coverage, like medium, almost full coverage. It doesn't look overly dewy on your skin. The wear time is amazing. It lasts a really, really long time. It has this kind of soft, almost like blurring or velvety finish to it. It just makes your skin look very smooth and flawless. It almost makes it look like the L'Oreal powder, but just without that kind of powdery aspect of it. It just looks like very velvety, I guess, and silky on your skin. The only negative to this product is just the color match I chose. It's a little bit orangey. I think once I have a little bit more of a tan on, this product will look a lot better on my skin, like color wise. It's so good. Like, I would totally recommend it. And then finally, in first place is the product that I'm wearing on my face right now, and it is the Revlon Light Cover Foundation. This is their natural finish foundation. It has SPF 35 in it, and I picked up the shade 210 Creme Brulee, which is a little bit paler for me. I think it's probably, I could have gone a shade up. This is so good. I love this product so much. I also love the packaging, surprisingly. It's a product that I have never seen before at the drugstore. Like, it has a very light coverage. Like, you're going to get probably sheer, maybe light, but definitely more of a sheer coverage. But it has this strange mattifying finish to it that is just so unusual in a sheer coverage foundation. I feel like most of the products available always have this like dewy finish or this luminous finish, and it's so rare to find something that is matte but sheer. Then Revlon came out with this, and that's exactly what it is. It's like this sheer matte finish. It just looks so natural on the skin. It's hard to tell that you're wearing makeup. I really, really like applying this one with a sponge. It looks so lightweight on your skin. You cannot feel this one on your skin either. It really looks lightweight and it feels lightweight. It has this beautiful finish to it as well. I know that my skin is looking a little bit glossier today because I layered it with a bunch of creams. But when I'm using like matte blushes or matte bronzers, like this one just gives you this super beautiful airbrushed finish to it. And I just like how versatile it is. Like, I can get this super dewy natural look, but I could also get a very like airbrushed, soft focus, matte look as well. I really, really like it. It wears beautifully on the skin. I've worn this one for 10, 11 hours, and it still looks really nice by the end of the night. It's really, I think, a drugstore must-have if you are looking for something that is sheer, lightweight, long wearing, and has a matte or natural finish. This is the product I would recommend. I'm so glad I tried it. I haven't found a Revlon product that I have loved in a long time. Like, I don't know why, but Revlon is a brand that I just don't gravitate towards much. I don't find them very interesting as a brand. But this product has exceeded expectations. I love it. I think it's so good. I'm so glad I tried it out, and I just want to wear this one all the time. That is everything. Those are all of the products that I tried out in the month of February, and I hope that that gave you guys a good summary of all of these products and kind of compared them a little bit to each other, because I know it can be so overwhelming with all of these options at the drugstore and just figuring out what's going to work for your skin. I feel like you have to try out a lot of products to find one that is just works for your skin. But I hope this video helped you in your foundation journey. I hope you guys enjoyed Foundation February. Thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos, and I will see you in my next one.